Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Uncommon Sense with Jose Negron. Now, for the benefit of those who are not familiar with this channel or are watching this channel for the very first time, the reason why it is called Uncommon Sense is because here on this channel, we discuss everyday issues where we try to find logical solutions. Unfortunately, not everyone uses logic. For that reason, it is called uncommon sense. I just want to let everybody know that we're currently live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter through Periscope. As always, I just want to give a huge shout out and a huge thank you for all those who have subscribed to my channel and who watch my channel faithfully. I have now 63 subscribers. So I really appreciate it very much. And I'm happy to say that Golden Goddess has subscribed to my channel. And now she's a part what I call the uncommon folk. That is my name for my supporters. Just want to say thank you, Golden Goddess, for subscribing to my channel. She also has a YouTube channel. So I'm going to ask everybody to please check out her content, subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever she produces any content, you will be notified. And I'm also going to ask that all those who have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to all. So therefore, whenever I create any material, you will have the opportunity to watch it live or you can catch it on the playback. Also, everybody is encouraged to enter their comments in the chat. You can also enter your comments after the stream is over. As always, I do ask that you please keep it respectable because the whole point is this channel is a safe space for everyone to share their views. And if you disagree with anything that I say, that's perfectly fine. Let's be agreeable when we disagree. Now, the topic for tonight is the things you should not say to someone who is grieving. Now, let me just share with you what led me to come up with this stream tonight. And actually, I just created it today. Unfortunately, there's going to be a time where we're going to be grieving the loss of a loved one, whether it be a family member, a friend, or a spouse, or a child. Also, many of us will attend funerals, and we will try to do our best to show our sympathy and empathy regarding those who are grieving. Unfortunately, sometimes in our attempt to be supported and to show our understanding and our solidarity, sometimes we say things that people get bothered by. And good evening, the 18th letter. Thank you very much for stopping by. And then in my case, just in my immediate family alone, not including uncles and cousins and whatnot, I have attended 7 funerals within a 30-year time period. And I'm going to confess, there have been times where I'd say some unfortunate things. I don't mean anything bad. I don't mean any harm. It's just that unfortunately, um, certain things that should not be said. So the whole point is for me to share some information um, on the things that we should not say when it comes to um, expressing our support for someone who's grieving. So, so hopefully after tonight we'll be a little bit more careful in what we say. Mind you, no one's perfect, and even with that, we're gonna make mistakes. The thing is, let's learn from them so we do not repeat them. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a moment. Okay. Now, I don't, okay. Hopefully it will come up. Now, I came across this article today, which is 9 things you should never say to someone grieving and what to say. So I'm sure there'll be other things, but let's just read along. When someone dies, the first steps are usually pretty clear. You fill the family's refrigerator with meals, go to the funeral or attend a viewing, send bereavement cards, or sit Shiva. But after the initial period, the process tends to go off script. We don't want to remind a person of a loss and the fact that he or she is grieving, says Rebecca Sulfur, co-founder and CEO of Mother-in-Laws, an online community offering resources and conversations about loss and grief. So in response, we tiptoe around directly addressing it or try to skip it over completely or don't say anything at all. That though almost universally well intentioned, we might say things that are either hurtful or unhelpful because we're focused on helping ourselves get through the uncomfortable moment rather than really being there for the grieving person. I agree. So just give me a moment. Excuse me. So we asked Soper and Jenny Brennan, professor of the National Center of Deaf Education at Mount Ida College in Newton, Massachusetts, to offer tips on what not to say to a person who is grieving. Okay, so here's the first thing what not to say. How are you doing? When you offer this wild worn phrase, the person is most likely hearing someone different. Something like, please tell me you're doing okay because it's uncomfortable. And if you say you're not doing well, says Brennan. When faced with this question, people are more likely to respond with fine or okay rather than really communicating their feelings. So instead of saying that, what to say instead? It's really tough right now for you. Acknowledge that they are going through right now is very painful, says Sophie. Don't gloss over their feelings. Let them have the chance to grieve fully and without judgment. Okay, now we're going to come across another thing we should not say. Okay, which is they are in a better place. Okay. During such a confusing and personal time, it's better to be cautious than assume a belief system that the griever might not subscribe to, says Brennan. This phrase can also seem to de emphasize the pain he or she is feeling at the moment. The person is still gone and not within. And that's what is hard about loss. So what do you say instead? I'm sorry you're suffering. Certainly, the person is glad their loved one is not suffering anymore, says Bennett. But it doesn't make the pain any different. Focus on the person who is experiencing pain at that moment. Okay, and now we're going to come across another thing to avoid saying. Please let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Everyone is reaching out with offers of support can be overwhelming. It can also put the responsibility on the bereaved to reach out for help. What to say instead? I'll come over to do a few loads of laundry, or I'll carpool for the next month. People are more willing to accept support if it's specific rather than a wide open offer, Brennan says. Interesting. Now we're going to come across another thing that we should avoid saying. You can always. If someone loses a partner or a child, you might tell them that he or she can always get remarried or have another child, thinking that you're helping them to see the silver lining. But to the bereaved, it can sound like you're suggesting a loved one is replaceable. This plays on one of the biggest fears that they will somehow forget that person and they will not be as important in their life in the future, says Brennan. And I remember a situation where a co-worker lost her husband. I just simply say, I am sorry for your loss. I just want you to know that I do not understand when you come. I mean, I cannot understand your grief, but I'm keeping positive thoughts for you and your family. So what to say said, tell me about your loved one. When dealing with the present pain of loss, it can be hard to look towards a future that's filled of unknowns, says Soper. Help to focus on the memories by asking specific questions and being an active listener. Now, we're going to come across, this is something the mistake that we all have said, which is, I know how you feel. Though everyone at some point experienced loss, it is an overwhelming personal experience. You're never truly able to know how someone experiences the loss. And claiming that you do can feel invalidating. That's true. Okay. And people know that my mother passed away 2 years ago. But if another person, her mother passed away, I would never say, I know how you feel. I will rather say, really sorry for your loss. Okay. So what should you say instead? I how you're feeling. Brandon always recommends giving a person a chance to identify how he or she feels, rather than speak. Now this is another. This whole happens eventually. Everyone does experience death and loss as part of life, but this perspective might minimize the actual loss at the moment. This is a phrase that's often tossed around when a person loses their parents, when it says. Believe me, um, as a person who lost both their parents, it could be a very painful loss. People know intellectually that most likely our parents are going to die. But when they do die, it's still. So what to say instead? You must cause of the pain. Focus on that and rather than brushing it aside as a non-negotiable aspect of life. Now we're going to come across another unfortunate thing that people say. She would have wanted it this way. Unless the person planned his or her own funeral, there is no way to know his or her preferences would have been. Speaking for the deceased may invite unnecessary quarrels between friends and relatives. All have different relationships and views on what the deceased would have deemed appropriate. So, what we should say instead? I like to honor them this way. Tie your memory to the actual, to the actual knowledge base. Tap into your memories and information about the person and acknowledge that it symbolizes the relationship you two share rather than the whole person. Now we're going to come across another unfortunate thing that we tend to say, which we should not say. You're handling this better than I expected. This might be just be putting a happy face, says Brennan. Your surprise might reinforce the idea that he or she couldn't be suffering the loss of a loved one. So, what should we say instead? You might not be feeling great, but that's okay. Let the person have complete freedom to feel how he or she wants, even if time passed since the loved one's death. It is comfortable to acknowledge that each moment with them is difficult. One thing that we have to bear in mind, there is no timestamp or expiration on grief. People can go through years grieving the loss of a loved one. And we should not diminish, we should not take it lightly and understand that everyone deals with grief differently. And now another thing we should avoid saying is nothing at all. You'll be surprised how many people never reach out because they are uncomfortable, says Sullivan. So what should we say instead? Remember when. One of the most helpful things that you can do for a grieving person is share a memory of his or her loved one, even if you feel like you're not in the inner circle. You're giving them a perspective on that person that they never otherwise would get a chance to have, says Sullivan. And what we're going to do is we're going to park it here. Okay. Now, it seems like a lot, to think about, but I would think of it this way. Um, we all must allow the people to grieve in whatever fashion that they see fit. Some people are very emotional when they grieve. Others are silent, and others they have different reactions. So let's just bear that in mind. Um, and the fact of the matter is, we cannot avoid death. What we can do is we can learn from what we just received tonight and try to apply it. What we should not do is minimize the pain that they're suffering, but we need to be careful with our words. The Bible talks about in James where the tongue is a small organ, but it's with the tongue that you can bless a person, with the tongue you can curse a person. So, without any bad intentions, what we say can hurt people. So all I'm asking is please to, take that into consideration and please bear that in mind. Okay. Right now there's two people watching this stream, and I know other people will watch it on the playback, which is perfectly fine with me. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to okay, get off the topic, and usually I don't do this, but I'm going to make an exception. Um, I'm going to be talking about another strain, and I'm going to give my personal opinion. Now, last night on London Splaining, Denise shared some interesting information, actually some sad information regarding what happened in Texas regarding the young person that killed uh, 20 people, which were mostly children. What's really tragic is that these people did not have a chance to live their lives. And what's also tragic was before he went out on that killing spree, this individual alleged one. We're going to say alleged because allegedly killed his grandmother. Now, what's tragic is because when you think of the victims here are the elderly and children. These are among the most defenseless people, and for similar reasons. Children need parents to provide them food, nourishment, clothing, a home, protection, and values. And the elderly, they need people to look after them because many of them, their health is deteriorating. Sometimes their mind is not alert anymore. And the older one gets, the more dependent an elderly person becomes, whether it be their children or their grandchildren or loved ones. Also, what's another tragedy is that you have certain slow people are taking advantage of this tragedy to say some really stupid things on both sides of the ledger. First of all, you have certain people who are advocating for more stringent gun control laws. In theory, that's good. The problem is that criminals will always manage to get guns one way or another. Let me just give you a perfect case in point. I live in New York. We have some of the most stringent gun laws in the country. But with all that, there's been an uptick in crime, there's been an uptick of homicides, there's been an uptick in murders in the city and the state where when gun control laws are the strictest. So you have one group of brain damaged people talking about, oh, we need more gun control. We need more gun control. And then you have another group of brain damaged people just saying, well, you see, this is what happens when you have illegals coming into this country to live, and we need to stop the illegals, immigrants from coming. The fact of the matter is, most of these people that are undocumented, other than the fact that they got here illegally, they are law-abiding people. Many of them work. Many of them try to provide a better life. And let's keep it real. Uh, the immigration laws in this country have a great deal to desire, and there is a great need for for improvement to try to make immigration more equitable. And then you got some other people talk about we need to build the wall, we need to build the wall, we need to build the wall. With all due respect, building a wall just deals with one symptom, and it does a piss poor job doing that. The reason why many people are coming to this country is because of need. Because first of all, many of them are trying to create a better life for them. For others, they're trying to escape being possibly targets of assault or be killed. So when you are faced with such situations, you're going to do whatever is necessary in order to escape. Now, what Denise advocated, and it does make sense, is what you do is you teach in the responsible use of guns. Now, I think Denise talked about as possibly 10 years old, or around that age. Denise, if you're watching, if I'm wrong, please enter comments and please correct me. I believe people should be taught uh, to use guns responsibly. Another issue is the need for mental health resources. Okay. Not every city, and good evening, good golden goddess. Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully, one day when I do a live call-in, you will consider hopping on the panel. I would love to hear your perspective regarding the biracial community. And we have the introvert Boricua, who says more than half the immigrants come to this country legally, but many of them let their visas expire. Very true. Very true. I am not going to dispute that. But getting back, we need. Okay, let's see what's going. Okay, well, thank you very much, because you know what, I'm just learning about the biracial community, because I'm gonna be the first one to admit I don't know a lot. Okay, but I'm glad that there are people like yourselves that are educating us non-biracials regarding who you are, and and the issues that biracial people deal with. I'm just starting to learn it now, and I would love to do a live call-in with you and some of the other biracial people, so we can educate the uncommon folk regarding the issues that biracials face, because they have a unique problems and situation that's applicable only to them. Okay, but getting back to the topic. Let's see. I see Ramon has something else to say. Many white folks teach that their kids shoot guns by the time that they're 12. Okay. Again, people should be taught the responsible use of guns. Not make it so impossible for people to get guns legally. Now, I will never own a gun, I will never try to own a gun. But at the same time, I'm not going to deprive someone the opportunity to get guns legally and to make sure that they're properly trained. Okay. But going back, there is a need for mental health. Okay, let's take a look. What go? Okay, thank you. But the fact of the matter is, oops. The fact of the matter is, um, let's see. Let's see what Momo has to say. The conservative ones, I mean. Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you mean. Because first of all, one thing I gotta say about New York, there are multiple mental health resources. One of them is NYC Well, where you can call a toll-free number. Okay, let's see what Golden Goddess have to say. Yeah. You see, that's you see that. Okay, let's see what else is being said. Yeah, I hear. You. But as I was saying, um, you can call a toll-free number, and you can get psychological help. Not you, it's unfortunately that's not the situation in every city. We have that to understand. And as far as this young person, there's already a lot of speculation. Some people are blaming the parents for how he turned out. We don't know what happened. I mean, because sometimes people can have good parents, but they get messed up anyway because of the type of people that they deal with. And unfortunately, you're gonna have some racists that are gonna make it an argument how we should not allow more Latinos into this country. Again, most of us are law-abiding citizens, whether we be documented or undocumented. Okay. So let's not try to make this into uh, a pissing contest. But the fact of the matter is this: something happened. Someone or someone's didn't see, or they saw and they didn't act. And one of the things that Denise talked about, that this was not the first time this young person had trouble with the law. And how was it possible this person was allowed to have guns? Not a gun, guns. Again, the reality is that criminals will find a way to get guns. Okay? That's reality. If you disagree with me, fine. You're entitled to your point of view. Also, Denise talked about how the World Health Organization is trying to dictate to us what is our course of action regarding mental health issues. I would recommend that for those of you that did not catch Denise's stream last night, please go check it. You will find it interesting. Now, the reason why I'm commenting on it because I have a point of view, and it's unfortunately that she did not open for people to join the panel. I mean, so that's the reason why I'm taking an opportunity to talk about it now. So, and and since I did not have a permission, I'm not going to put the link in the chat. I would suggest that all of you check out Latin Explaining's stream last night. It's about it's about an hour and change, but I think you will find it to be very educational. Let's see. Actually, Gold, yeah, Gigi, yes, he actually, yes, I'm sorry. Actually, he did join the panel. Yes, he did. I apologize for the phone call, but so that's so now tomorrow. Now I'm gonna do something tomorrow that I normally don't do. I'm gonna have another live stream, and I'm gonna be talking about the situation in New York. Are we going back to the battle days of the 70s here in New York? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about the current situation as it pertains to crime. Unfortunately, within the last few years, there's been an uptick in robberies. There's been an uptick in homicides. There's been an uptick in murders. There's been an uptick in assault, sexual assault. So, okay, let's see. Well, I'm sure, I'm sure Gigi that he understood it. So, and I'm sure that he didn't take it personally. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a discussion. Um, I don't know if I'm going to open it up. I might open it up if I see there's a lot of activity and just put on the link. Let's see. Okay. I'm something, Gigi. I'm waiting. Um, when you do another call-in show, um, hopefully it'll be anytime in the near future. Let's see what. Okay, but so I'm gonna be discussing it. Uh, Now, the whole point of this channel is to discuss issues and try to find solutions. And sometimes the solutions are harder to get than than the pro than what is. You know, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure. Whenever Gigi does have another live stream, hopefully she'll allow us to point. Um, to join because I really want to learn. Let's see. Yes. Thank you. Also, I just want to let people know that the Ramon has his own channel called the Introvert Boricua. It's a very interesting channel. Oh, okay. So, Gigi, so have you got an IG? Yeah, you know what? Ramon read my mind because the reason why I because what I do is when I program my stream. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I'm sure the intro video will really appreciate it. No, because what I do is when I prepare a stream like a live colon, I will send the link. Let's see. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. Um, I can understand. Well, okay. Well, the fact of the matter is, if you set the notification to all, um, you will be able to hop on the live calling show. But I do understand, and I really am sorry. I know, and I don't know why there are people who do things like that. Um, that's that's not appropriate. And one of the things I try to do, and I've been doing this for almost a year, is trying to provide a safe environment um, for everyone to express their viewpoints, particularly the ladies. Let's see. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Because unfortunately, some of the lady creators on YouTube are often targets of harassment, of abuse, and other disgusting things. Um, I know for a fact that my cyber daughter, Didis Gonzalez, had had to deal with a lot of garbage from haters. Christina on her channel had to deal with a lot of haters now. And now I realize that unfortunately UGG you have people trying to stalk you. So I really am sorry for you. If you don't mind, I would like to keep you in prayer. Okay? Um, just to make sure that you are safe. So now so going back, please take a look at Denise's stream that she aired last night. I think you're going to find it interesting. And actually, all her content are very interesting. So please check out her channel. I'm going to say please check out Golden Goddess's channel. And particularly if you want to learn about biracial people and learn about some of their issues because they have a unique situation that us non-biracial people will never face. Now, I'm going to start to wrap this up. Um, just want to let everybody know that tomorrow I'm going to go live. Let's see. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate your support. Okay, and I hope you forgive me if I'm ignorant regarding biracial people. I'm trying to learn about all of you. So if some of my questions seem to be a little bit ignorant, please forgive me. It's something I'm trying to learn. So at least at least I'm gonna be honest about that. So tomorrow, as I stated, we're gonna be talking about returning back to the battle days of the 70s. So we're gonna have a discussion about that. Now on Sunday, we're gonna have another. Okay, let's see what I appreciate it. Now, on Sunday, the topic will be obsession with concepts. Now, the reason why we're having this discussion, excuse me, just one moment. Okay. The reason why we're going to have this live stream is that we have certain YouTube creators which are obsessed with certain insane concepts. One of them is, of course, Kim123 and his obsession with Mr. BBC and his obsession with biracial people, saying that they don't exist. Obviously, they do exist, okay? And to add insult, saying that biracial people are confused is just as insulting as other. Now let me make this perfectly clear. Everybody, and I mean everybody, has a right to to identify themselves in whatever manner that you wish. If biracial people want to identify themselves as a yellow giraffe with pink polka dots, well, that's all fine. Okay? So that's going to be among some of the obsessions we're going to be talking about. Another obsession we're going to be talking about a certain individual whose insane mission is to make the DR white again. Like the people of the Dominican Republic were 100% white at one point. Newsflash, that's not the case. The original people were indigenous people of the DR. What happened is, 500 years ago, you got a bunch of Spaniards who came to what became known as the Dominican Republic, and many of them did not bring their women with them. So what they did, okay, how can I say this? They got busy with the indigenous women, and then when they brought Africans as slaves, so they got busy with the females, and then that's how you got all sorts of different people, all different shades and colors and what have you. Okay. Another obsession is the resurrection of the Spanish Empire. Now let's see what Gigi has to say. I don't know. Don't ask me to explain the crazy. Okay, I'm just simply sharing what it is. Okay, so these are some of the obsessions. Let's see, what's this? Ramon, please. Okay, okay, but so we're gonna have a discussion. I'm gonna go live on Sunday, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and 5 o'clock Central Standard Time. So, of course, Gigi, even though I cannot send you the link to your social media for the reason why um, that you alluded to, please set the notification to all. So therefore, when I do go live, you will be notified and you will have an opportunity to, if you wish, to hop on the panel or just watch it. Also, I ask all the other biracial people. Now, I have to apologize for someone just chilling because when I saw his avatar, I thought he was trying to give me the finger. So I'm not. Okay, that's why I hit. That's why I hit the bell notification to all. So therefore, you will be notified. Okay. So That being said, um, I really do appreciate all the interaction and the chat. Uh, okay, now let's see. Okay, let's see. And what else is being said? Yes. And you know what? And you know what? Just Jilling, I just didn't understand it. That's all. And I'll ask him, if you do reach out, he's more than welcome to come in. And I'll just have to be mindful that when he shows up with his avatar, he's not sticking the finger at me. That's all. And thank you for subscribing to Ramon's channel as well. So that being okay, okay, I'm sure Ramon's very happy. Now, I don't know if I'm going to open it. You know what I'll probably do? I'll probably I'll probably drop the link tomorrow briefly. Let's see. Oh yes, by all means do so. But okay. Uh, I know I'm like that tiny little speck. Uh, in YouTube, man, because I just have 63 subs. Um, and the reason why is that the nature, the nature of my channel, it's meant to be for mature conversation. It's not to be a wretched channel. And I know that there are people that hate me because I'm too boring, or or what have you, or they hate me because of the people that I associate with. Um, and before I go, let me make one thing clear. Um, I don't censor people here. Everybody is allowed to say whatever is on their mind. The only thing I ask is do not disrespect the host or anybody that's on the panel. Do not out-talk anyone. And let us be agreeable when we disagree. One thing about me and Denise Gonzalez, we have disagreed over multiple things. Okay. The thing is, we have learned to learn when we disagree, and we can do it with respect. And that's the whole purpose of my channel. So that being said, I want to thank the 18th letter. Let's see. Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's why I try very hard. Now, everyone is welcome to join my panel. Everyone's working, but certain people have. I don't actually go actively invite them to join my stream because you have certain individuals that love to argue and fight and go on and on and on, and that goes against what I'm trying to do. I'm not into Reddit. I'm not into drama. I'm not into like getting into arguments. I try to keep it respectable. And the crazy thing, the ones that have given me the most grief have been female creators. Okay? One creator tried to get me reported to YouTube. Why? Because I expressed an opinion that she disagreed with. Another female YouTube creator, try to stop another host from me joining the panel. Why? Oh, because I said that you could. Okay, let's see. You know what, Gigi? It looks like we have quite a few things in common. Okay. Now the other lady well, female issue is was upset because I said that you can say whatever you wish, but if you're going to say the Dominican, at least one of your parents must be Dominican, and for that, this female creator tried to stop me from joining another platform. For a while, I wonder why that is the case. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to do what I need to do to make sure that I produce content that people can enjoy, that people can learn. And I'm just going to keep it moving. So that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up because it seems like my Wi-Fi is starting to act up get a little chinky again. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close the same way that I always close. Do not let the errors of the past damage your future. And we must do everything possible to minimize our contact from the mentally and intellectually challenged. Now, for the benefit of those who do not know what that means, I am referring to, wait a minute, I think we have another comment. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Sometimes we have to get off topic once in a while. Don't feel bad. Okay? I mean, believe me, when I did my string on the shout out for mothers, we went from honoring mothers to talking about the box. So don't feel bad. Now, as far as the mentally and intellectually challenged, the slow taps are all different sorts. And I think we need to come up with a name for slow taps that attack biracial people. So we must do everything possible to minimize our contact with the mentally intellectually challenged, because if we fail to do so, we will be infected by their stupidity and massive insanity. That being said, thank you very much for allowing me to enter into your devices and to say my piece. And I think we have another. Okay. Just give me a moment because. Okay. So. Okay. This. Okay. Well, good night. So I'm just gonna say good night, guys. Thank you very much for allowing me to come into your devices, and we will see each other hopefully tomorrow. Oops, let me just get rid of this. Okay. So, good night, everybody. Take care and peace out.
strong. Get strong.